It's very much a team effort. Let's see how Jannik goes this evening against James Duckworth.
Robbie, I thought it was interesting there in the pre-match talking to Darren and listening to his specific game plan and strategy for playing against James, you know, paying attention to the physicality of Duck's first round match. You can see that's Darren there on the right. Simon Bagnozzi there on the left. Being aware of the physical toll that that match would have taken out of Duck, and just, you know, for all the things he has going for him, he's still thinking ahead, you know, physical early goings, try to take his legs out.
San Candido. What a beautiful part of Italy that is. Of course, was a great skier as a youngster. Still loves his time up in the Dolomites when he's visiting his parents up there. Whether it's summer or winter, so much to do. Some of the best skiing in the world, some of the best bike and hiking trails in the summertime. That's a nice combo from Duckworth. And Sinner spoken about the fact how he loves to get away and be in the quiet. He's so surrounded by so many people when he's at tournaments, and of course the lifestyle that the best pro athletes live. Sometimes he just likes to get away from it all, and there's no place like home.
James Sinner.
I'm liking the new kit this evening.
It's looking sharp.
Yep.
I always felt like you got a really good kit. You had to play well in it. Maybe that was just me, but I would get a great kit and I'd go, man, I can't look bad in this thing. I got to do this thing some justice. Matching shoes to go all the way through that darker green. Would you call that a dark green? What would you clarify that as?
Almost call that a military green.
Yeah.
It's good color when you want to go incognito.
Stealth mode, moving around the court.
Played well at the end of last year at Duckworth, semi-finals in Almaty. Early on in the season, he was a quarterfinal at Los Cabos. Both those runs he had as a qualifier, did a couple of his matches in Almaty, played well there.
James Duckworth to serve.
Get out of here. I was just about to ask you,
Love 15.
just to highlight some of the challenges when you take on Jannik Sinner. And I think he's pretty much answered the question with one shot.
Can I say everything? You've got to be on point with all areas of your game.
Duckworth could become the first Australian to defeat the reigning men's singles champion. Kim Warwick beat Guillermo Vilas way back when.
Well, they talked about that heaviness on Duck's second serve. That is one of his biggest strengths as far as what he can do above tour average level. That heavy kick serve, it gets up.
Well, that's a nice infusion of confidence into the main vein with a forehand like that.
He's already flirting a little bit with disaster, not having found the court with the first serve yet. You can't continue to give Sinner second serve looks.
Thank you.
That's a good response there. And Duckworth, we talked a lot about his accolades. We take a look in at the corner there for Duckworth. He's got that open palm whenever he gets to the top. Nice trophy position. A little style on top of performance. Duckworth, for as long as he's been around, and he's had some ups and downs, he's come back from 9 major surgeries. 9.
It's unbelievable, Rod.
The breakdown on that coming here shortly.
Right there from Duckers.
.21-shot rally and had to produce magic in nearly all of them. He is moving around the court. Great defensive shot here. Gets up in transition, and as you have to, he picks the right side because Sinner's so good at going defense to offense on the run. That's the finishing touch.
Game from the Sydney-sider. Phenomenal base level of play.
That's good stuff.
Sam Groth, bet cash. Came so close to winning here. Alicia Mollick as well. Some pretty good servers right there. Cashy in 1988. Losing out to Mats Wilander 8-6 in the 5th here in the very first edition of the Australian Open at Melbourne Park.
Before we get too far away from it, I want to give some final word on the surgeries. He's got 3 elbow, 3 foot, 2 shoulders, and 1 hip. All have had major surgery.
Wow. One of the reasons that he is such a well-proportioned athlete these days, having to rehab, make the body so strong in so many different areas. It's hard to keep these Aussies down.
And he's a very nonchalant guy about it. We take a look at Sinner, just the 4th player in the open era to finish consecutive seasons with a 90+% win rate, the minimum of 10 matches at ATP level. Only other Bjorn Borg, Lindell, and Roger Federer. Wow.
He's one of the
most improved shots in his game. Of course, earlier on in his career, he had the step-up serve. Then for a while, he went back to the platform serve.
It's working.
Sinner leads by 2 games to 1.
And now back with the step up. 2-1 first set. Such passionate fans of the Aussies. Such a rich tennis heritage. This man's coach, part of a golden generation of Australian players.
Time.
How beautiful is that? Just soak it in. What a magnificent evening in Melbourne as the Yarra River snakes through from the CBD just alongside us here.
Lovely.
See that little gesture that Sinner's just made there? Even though he's won the point, he was so quick to realize he had left that second serve return short.
Yeah, the standard's so high. He's always thinking about what he expects of himself. Ducks is just forcing that first serve a little bit right now. There's that fear of once you get in the baseline rally of what Sinner can do, how quickly he can turn defense into offense, and how great of a mover that he is. So you feel this pressure to try and end the point with the serve, or at least get significantly ahead.
It's the Duckworth camp. He's only made 3 out of 10 first serves. Needs one right here, right now. Because when he does get the first serve in, he wins 100% of the points so far. But only 29% when he has to hit a second. So straight away, you're under the pump.
That's perfect example, defense to offense. Duck doesn't do a bad job with this backhand down the line, and instead it's Sinner on the run. He just sees the opening, and out of the corner of his eye, he gets it deep in the cross-court corner. Now trouble for Ducks.
(30-14).
is magnificent tidal tennis from Sinner. His ability to move up the court and back again is just so impressive.
Well, he takes time away. Any chance he gets, Ducks leaves one just a little bit shorter, and when he does, Sinner quickly redirects. He's got that great short, compact backswing, which allows him to change in either direction. Good extension on the follow through there.
And it just shows you have to hit too many second serves against this guy. You're going to be in a world of hurt. And last time they played in 2021 was a while ago, of course, and Sofia was an area that did hurt James. Only made 49% of his first serves that day, lost to Sinner in straights.
Only 4 games in, and Sinner's up to 5 aces, no double faults, 8 winners. Coming out of the gates so fast.
Love.
6 aces now, not even 3 service games in.
And we mentioned that he has tinkered with the serve, especially when he was with Riccardo Piatti, the man who was so important in developing his game. Went to Riccardo as a 14-year-old in Bordighera, just outside of Monaco. But it was in 2023, after losing early at the French Open to Daniel Altmaier in 5 sets. I remember Darren telling me they were contemplating changing the serve at the end of the season. And right after that match, he said, no, okay, let's implement the changes now. And that's when they tried the new step up again. We saw him in Hertogenbosch with that new motion. And it gave us a great insight into the mind of Sinner, didn't it?
Well, he's willing to change things, willing to make adjustments for that level that he plays, to just think, oh man, I can still push the envelope.
Of course, he's number 9 in the world when he's doing it. And a few other modifications, lowered the ball toss, better accuracy. And he has been very difficult to live with since then. 4-1, first set. Takes everything in his stride. 2025 wasn't an easy season for him. It was off the back of winning the Australian Open. Ended up serving a 3-month suspension. Trace amounts of clostopol that were found in his system.
Time.
Fast start from Sinner. Casey Dalacqua in the house.
Love 15.
This ball had a lot of work on it. Sinner had to wait for a second, let that spin react off the court. Very good read.
Not only is it hard and accurate, but it's disguised so well because of the short take back that he has in the ground strokes. You just simply can't see it coming, but he's got the luxury of having long levers.
Dangerous moment here for Ducks. Getting down a break is difficult. You give Sinner the insurance break and start preparing for set 2.
It's unfortunate.
Sinner leads by 5 games to 1.
Such is the immense pressure that Sinner puts you under from not only the serve and the forehand, but how good is this backhand?
That's a beautiful look at the backhand here. We get the 3D look at it. He gets the complete body weight transfer. Look at that cross step. Look at the back knee down. That position, that load. That's just like a med ball throw. If you would imagine just absorbing a 12, 15-pound med ball there. He's got full force, full weight transfer, uses the legs, and the hands just become an extension of the power. It's a great look.
15 love.
It's incredible how low he gets for such a tall guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I think of when I see that position. I think of him, someone just unloading with a med ball, and he's in that position.
Oh. 6'3" and then some, I reckon, for Sinner. 1 meter 91 centimeters. And I do wonder about his early days as a youngster and what a prolific skier he was. And you think of racing downhill on skis, how you bend those knees for stability, and I just reckon it does translate pretty well to tennis. Of course, we know Novak loved his skiing as a youngster as well. His balance is not bad. But you're always in that crouched position.
Oh.
See him nice and low again there, this time going for the cross-court backhand. And yeah, Robbie, you nailed it. Balance is one of the most underrated things in tennis. You can have all the power in the world. If it's in every direction, it doesn't do you much good.
40-15.
All of Sinner's power, all of his balance, everything is built to maximize the output on each shot. And now just 26 minutes in, already a set point.
Well, he plays this game better than most.
And first set Sinner.
And that opening set was a beautiful choreography of all the skills that he possesses. Most notably, a little bit of S&V to shut the gates. 6-1.
Well, all the way around.
New balls for Duckworth to start out the second set. That's the voice of his coach, Paul Buccanella. One of the observations I'd like you to make if you're watching this match is the off-the-ball movement of Sinner. How, when he hits a particular shot, he won't necessarily commit too far to going back. Oh, that's genius.
That's so good. The movement is incredible. It's not just the power, and it's not just the spin, it's also the movement. He has everything to put these shots together. Gets up there in plenty of time. Yeah, like I said, the spin on the ball, the margin you get when you play with that much rotation. He's not known as one of the highest spin rate guys, but I think it's underrated because he is also playing linear whenever he hits it. Look at Ducks, he's going way out to the doubles position, trying to open up the court.
I like it.
Good play.
I like it a lot.
Well, they talked about that kick serve. That was what Darren was telling us before the match started when we were chatting with him. He said you got to be aware of that Ducks kick serve. Look how far outside the court Sinner is. That's an incredible kick serve there for Ducks. I would expect to see him go back to that a bit more.
I was just going to make the point that Sinner's movement off the ball is so good. If he hits a good shot, you never see him overcommit. He'll often just stay in the same corner, knowing the most likely shot coming from Duckworth. And then he just gives himself a split second longer to prepare for the next shot. And of course, you give these guys a split second and they'll hurt you.
That's a good play. Well, that's a really good game there to open up the set. A lot better from Duckworth. In the first set, Sinner was aggressive and he kept that unforced error count down. Duckworth had a few more unforced errors, and one of the reasons why is this spin rate. Spin rate gives you margin. You can play a little bit more over the net. The ball has shape. You can see Sinner on both wings is almost doubling up on the backhand with the spin rate. The forehand side, he's at 32.83. Ducks down at 25.66 for the RPMs. And that just gives you a lot more margin for error. You can play with bigger margins while also being aggressive. It's a great number to indicate why someone's unforced error count would be down.
Love 15.
Not too far away from the serve and speed. That return, 160 Ks that was. Right back at you.
15 all.
Well, Ducks isn't going to go away. He's got a big heart. He's going to compete every single point, no matter what the score.
Full house here in Rod Laver Arena. 14,500, and a lovely tribute this evening to those who lost their lives in the terror attack at Bondi on the 14th of December.
30.
Today was recognized as a national day of mourning in Australia. And a lovely theme of light will win. We had a minute's silence across all the courts just after 7 o'clock local time.
$14, 15. $40-13.
Okay.
Yes.
There's Paul Bacanello, front right. Bucks used to play with us. Character.
Thank you.
He's got a break point here early on. Ducks has got a big heart, and he is digging in.
Advantage, Duckworth.
Putting some early pressure on the center serve here after a dominant display in the opening set. Just a little bit unsettled now. It's good depth in the ball. And Ducks finds himself with an opening here to start set number 2.
Yeah, he's got a bit of momentum, hasn't he? He's won 8 of the last 13 points.
Please.
Amazing how the very best just find that extra gear. I mean, how good was that second serve? Not only the accuracy of it, but the bites it got.
Well, it was a good second serve, but Ducks is going to want this one back. You oftentimes, against this level of competition, you don't get such a good look, and you can see the reaction from him. He knows that that was one that he'll want back if he's not able to create another break opportunity. It's a good look. And that's why.
A good look in so much as he got to look at a second serve, or did you feel it wasn't a good second serve?
No, it was a good second serve, but it's just a matter of there's times like that just there where he takes the racket out of your hand with an ace. He's up to 9 on the match, so if you do get an overall look at any second serve, it feels like something you've got to try and make him work for.
James Sinner.
such good variation on both of those second deliveries.
Yeah, the first one had that bite away from you. 34 hard court matches, won at Grand Slam level more than anyone else. Novak is next at 33, so in solo company, the very top of the mountain, as he is on so many statistics.
Yeah, of course, that is since 2023, folks.
Robbie, I just want to kind of put a pin in that last thought there with the second serve. The first one on the break point down, he had that shorter in the box, wide second serve that jumped up and away from Ducks. Then the very next time, the same court, Ducks goes forward, and he says, okay, and he kicks it into the body. So just keeping that vision. Someone stands in closer inside the baseline to try and take away the angle. They give themselves less time for reaction, and Sinner makes an adjustment accordingly.
30 love.
Ducks is doing well here. Another comfortable lead on a service game. Got a good pep in his step. That's really well done there. Great energy level from Ducks. This is a great response.
Duckworth leads by 2-1.
Playing in front of a couple of greats there as well. 2-1.
Time.
Well, I must say the opening couple of days of the AO 2026 have been superb, been blessed with great weather, great tennis. And the Gingers, well, we know they always stick together. As we chatted to Darren Cahill, the coach of Jannik Sinner, right before the start of this match, and they were talking about the longer off-season that they had because Sinner didn't play Davis Cup at the end of last year, chose to sit it out. It was a little bit of displeasure from some of the Italian media. And I was so surprised because they'd already won back-to-back Davis Cups and 23 and 24 with him, and I thought it was a show of disrespect to the other Italian players because we know how good they are. And of course, what did they go and do? They won it for a third time. Big shout out to Matteo Berrettini and Flavio Caboli. Played so well.
40, love.
That's a great view.
James Sinner.
I was just laughing when I saw some of those articles, Ryan, because the last time Italy won the Davis Cup was in 1976, prior to them winning it currently. You get greedy, don't you?
The Italians, they won it all, and they've got a lot to cheer for on the men's and women's game. You've got Paolini at the top, Irani, you've got a lot of the doubles teams have been doing well. The mixed doubles dominance, Irani and Vavasori. Musetti gets lost in the conversation. Musetti right now is up to number 3 on the live rankings. Of course, that would only go into effect after this tournament. That's just to date in this tournament as you take off the points from last year. But if things all moved accordingly and everybody from 3 to 10 had the exact same result, as far as advancement, Musetti would have the pole position to take the spot.
Oh, what a hustle. Yes, Lorenzo having a win today against another Italian, and Lorenzo Sonigo.
Love 30.
In straight sets. Wins for some other youngsters. Jakub Menschik. Ethan Quinn with a good win over Hubi Hurkacz. Ben Shelton looked impressive against the Aussie Dane Sweeney.
Well, there's one match going on right now that I've got my eye on the scorecard. This is tough territory now for Sinner. That's Stan Wawrinka, the guy that is in battle, in a 5th set battle right now, former champion, 40 years of age.
40.
But Ducks is going to need to channel some of his youth here. Going to need to try and lean on that first serve, see if you're going to raise some trouble.
That's how good it's got to be. What a superb combination of shots.
Yes.
Look how well flighted this backhand slices. And once Sinner committed to running around the backhand, he left himself exposed. And that's never good.
Not good at all.
Lent for service.
Here comes the duck.
Advantage Duckworth.
After facing that love 40. 4 beautiful points in a row. Keeping pace.
How has he made that? How? At the end of the range.
Use.
Simone Vagnozzi enjoyed that one. So quick out of the corners. It's a dynamic balance from Sinner on full display.
Advantage Duckworth. Game Duckworth.
The 16 aces in round 1 for Duckworth. And a very much needed ace number 4 in this contest. Good hold.
By 3 games.
3-2.
A really good hold there from Ducks. Just facing that love 40, you get the feeling that Sinner's trying to dig his nails in and run away with the match, but Ducks was very resilient, made a lot of first serves there to get himself out of trouble. Did such a good job keeping his concentration, not letting the level of Sinner be too deflating.
Time.
Sinner's been dominant on serve, on return. He's always expected to be dominant on his baseline game, but you got to look at the areas of improvement. And one thing he's doing incredibly well is transition to net. 8 from 9 in transition today, which is incredible because you think about Sinner as this guy who holds the baseline and is dominant from forehands and backhands, but when he's moving forward like that, winning 89% of transition points, where can you go? What can you do?
$15 love. $30 love. $40 love.
That'll work.
40-15.
Knocks the fluff off this forehand.
James Sinner. 3 games all.
Well, regardless of the outcome of this match, you've got to give it to Ducks. This is, if you're a young player and you're looking at how you go about a match, even against the best of the best, Sinner already one of the best to ever do it. Duck's energy, the way that he got dismantled in the opening set, it would have been very easy to get down on himself and let this match become a runaway, but just going back to the drawing board, controlling his controllables. Love the energy, and I love the positive attitude there.
15 love.
I think I remember so distinctly, you know, you're talking about Sinner's prowess at the net, Ryan. And I remember doing that
15-all.
US Open final when he played, excuse me, the quarterfinal when he played against Alcaraz. That epic match at the US Open in 2022 when he had the match point and eventually
incredible
lost.
match.
But people forget, even then he was coming in a lot. In that match, even though he lost it, he came in more than Alcaraz. Already back then he was prepared to take it on. And how often do we see players talk about wanting to be more proactive, talk
15,
about
13.
wanting to come in more, but they can't actually do it on the biggest of stages and the biggest of moments. But he was already prepared to do it back then. He had that growth mindset.
Robbie, you hit the nail on the head, and I'll tell you why after this point, because there's so many coaches that will just tell people, get up in the court and transition, and they talk about it like it's just going to Walmart. Oh, I'm just going to go take that off the shelf, $3.99, and it's not that simple. It's so good. It takes discipline. It takes shot selection. It also takes the capacity to build the point and recognition. You have to stay committed to that when you get the short ball. And this is a prime example here. He doesn't make it all the way in, but watch his transition intent. After he hits it, he's already looking to come on in. Look at that move. He's looking for the transition opportunity every chance he gets.
James Sinner.
So little breathing room against this guy.
4 games to 3.
And he suffocates you into submission, and he's got the break in the second. It's also about overcoming the fear of making the mistake, right? We can still want to have all those good intentions, but in the end, if you can't overcome the fear of making the error, but of course you're going to learn from it, right?
Yeah, it's so true. You know, you have to have that sort of ability to grow, the commitment.
Love 15. 15-all.
It's a great move there, and going back to that forehand previously, this is the occasion where Ducks is going to the open court and he's able to get there, but just the move and transition, Sinner gets the easy knockoff, and that ticks another point in the net point one category because he's always looking to move forward when the opportunity presents itself.
He's got it. Well watched.
30-all.
Keep committing to that second return, mate. It's awesome.
Beautiful lunging volley. Control of the racket here at end of range.
Wow. How about that disguise? And using this drop shot so well, that's something he's adding more and more of into his game. Watch until the very last second here. He loads up like he's going to rip it. And the very last second, you can see that grip change, and Ducks can't even make a move for it.
James Sinner. Sinner is by 5 games to 3.
Here's Team Sinner. Umberto Ferrar just sitting behind Simonier.
He's mixing it up pretty well.
Of course, a new addition to the team, Alejandro Reznikov. He used to be an ATP physio. Top left of your screen is now full-time with Jannik. That's the quad squad. He's the man who's got to keep them together. Umberto's the man who's got to break him down, make him tough with these long matches.
15-11.
That's the thing against somebody like Sinner. You never, ever have a comfortable point. You've got to play so well. Point in, point out. Because before you know it, 30 love becomes 30 all.
Well, that's the pressure. Second, that you feel comfortable. Good response there. You've got to ask the question. You got to make someone serve that last game out. It's one of my biggest pet peeves when watching tennis and coaching tennis. If you see someone who's serving at 5-3, you've got to do everything you can to not let that service game go.
Well, in this set, he will get at least one more look at the Sinner serve. Sinner sits down with a 5-4 lead.
Time.
And it's been 65 minutes of entertaining tennis. Jannik Sinner looking to serve for a 2-set-to-love lead. Give you a quick update. The winner in Adelaide, Thomas Mahach, has taken out Steph Tsitsipas.
Another first or second round exit for Tsitsipas.
Stop.
No way. Oh, he almost missed that.
Got there in the end.
Oh, yeah.
But I think 12,500 people's hearts skipped a beat.
Can you say 12,502? Because I think we did as well in here. Oh, such a beautifully constructed point. Oh, that's a good dig. Nearly pulled that back in the court. It's tense moments here. Sinner's taking his time. You can see the face, he's just locked in. And Darren on his feet, understanding the tension and the crucial moment here that he's in.
Darren doesn't get out of his chair all that often.
14-15.
A handful of times in a match, but I think his strike rate, his success rate, when he does get out of his chair, is pretty good.
It seems like just the stand-up in itself says about 1,000 words, just that move.
Jannik's got 2 set points.
Game on second set. Sinner.
Another watertight set from Sinner. It's more of the same, just piling on the pressure as he takes a 2-sets-to-love lead against Duckworth.
Left second service.
course, it was
Love
Francis
15.
Tiafoe's birthday on the 20th of January. James's yesterday. And I've got to give a shout out to my oldest son, Carl, who celebrates his 27th birthday today.
Today as well.
22nd of January.
Happy birthday.
Sending all our best wishes from the bunker.
Would he be listening in right now?
He might be celebrating, right?
He might be celebrating. How does one celebrate at 27 every year?
Yeah, a lot of amber fortification.
Love 13.
Good time with your mates.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be a good time to be out there.
Look at the subtle brilliance here.
Now this occasion, that's one of those moves where you talk about not forcing the transition. I spoke about that earlier, how you have to be selective. This is easy pickings for Sinner if you start running in a bit too early. That's the move I like right there. That's executing the ball first, not forcing the initiative and then following it in. The previous point was a prime example when coaches say, well, just go on in. If you play Jannik Sinner, go into the net. It doesn't work like that. You can't just run in on everything. This is a well-executed ball, and then you earn the opportunity to transition.
Left, second service. Fifteen, 14.
First double fault of the set. Untimely.
Left, first service.
Of course, the lets all get called by the chair umpire. No machine helping them at the Grand Slams. Let's just copy and paste that first one.
30-14.
I'm loving the light post on the net post as well, where you can tell if it's a close call. It'll light up red if it was out. Sometimes the crowd, it's tough to hear a call. You can see the new innovation. That's beautiful.
That's so cool.
Yes.
Just shows you the importance of accuracy, because that serves 191 kilometers an hour. It's not the fastest, but it's placed with perfection.
That's unlucky. That ball is, it can go in either direction. You don't know how to take that early because it's moving off the frame like that, and you can't trust which direction it's going to go. So watch Ducks. He's trying to take this on the rise, and that's difficult because that ball takes from where our vision is right there, a complete left kick.
First game, third set.
As regal as ever. One of the other things that I've noticed with the great movers, and we called Alcaraz yesterday, is when you do try and go behind them, how quickly they can decelerate, pivot, and then execute the shot. It's unbelievable how quickly they stop and pivot.
Well, they're so low. That's the thing about changing direction. Whenever you're trying to change direction on a dime, you have to be very low to the ground. You engage those big muscles in the quads, hamstrings, the glutes. That allows you to absorb your body weight whenever you're moving in one direction. And quickly, with that spring step, you can push back in the other direction. And that's what these guys do. That's all the work that you see in the gym through the off season.
Left for service. Love.
This might be one of the best service performances, just strictly service performances that Sinner's had in the early stages of a slam match. He's just 2 sets in. First game, he's got 13 aces.
Wait, please. Love.
At 13, it would be his third most, Ryan.
Through 2 sets?
In a second round.
Yeah.
I've just gone second round specific.
Is that with completed match already? So he's got chances to surpass still?
Of course.
What's the mark? What's he got to get over?
15. That was
Okay.
against Diego Schwartzman at Wimbledon in 2023. Last year at the Aussie Open against Tristan at 14.
I think he sets the mark in this match. I think he has 3 more aces in him for the remainder of this. Keep that ace count. See if he can set a new
second round record.
What do they call it? A PR? Personal record there?
Yep.
Game, Sinner.
Can't claim that one though. PRs, that's not my invention. I threw out redlining earlier and some friends of mine gave me a hard time. Italian in the crowd. They said, hey, did you think you invented the term redlining? And I was like, guys, just throwing it out there, okay? It wasn't mine. I'll still use it. Now he gets number 14.
Come on, Ducks.
Yeah, the most he's ever served in
Love 15.
in any Grand Slam match.
That was the roll. You rolled that serve a bit, mate. Keep getting
The one that comes up tops is actually at Wimbledon against Daniil Medvedev. He served 17, so he's not too far away from that either.
That's the most, 17?
Yeah, and all his major matches, Grand Slams that is. It's not my favorite approach. The forehand inside in just opens up too many angles.
Well, we talked about his success coming forward, and I was looking for him to come forward more, but this approach shot's got to be better. That's in the dead middle of the court, and even if it's got some power, if it doesn't have depth or direction, that's going to be, 9 out of 10. Sinner's going to make that. And just the pressure that's forcing Ducks' hand a bit. He's trying to do a little bit more than he's comfortable with, forcing the issue coming in. He wants to try and win this match. He knows that that's going to require something a little bit more than he has in the tank.
Just wants to be out here as long as possible, every minute. On a stage like this, against a player of Sinner's ilk, it's just invaluable feedback.
Staying strong.
Use. Advantage, Duckworth. Use. Advantage, Sinner.
Again, his ability to move and change direction. There he is, moving back into the court. Watch this split step. Now look how low he gets. Back knee near the ground.
Just the sawn-off finish. It just helps to impart thinner contact in the ball to make sure he gets the revolutions.
Game Sinner.
Submission to Sinner is almost complete. 2 sets and a double break now for the 2-time defending champion.
Time.
A very good win for Duckworth in the opening round against, Prismic of Croatia, the lucky loser. Managed to get the job done in 5 sets there. A youngster with an immense amount of talent is Prismic. Dealing with Sinner is a different proposition altogether. Of course, word coming out of Kia Arena is Stan Wawrinka has just produced an epic 5-set victory, just over 4.5 hours. He gets to still compete in this year's Australian Open, does Stan. Of course, a former champion here. What a monumental effort that must have been at 40 years young. Well, we've got to keep an eye on the ace count for Sinner. And the main draw of all the Grand Slams that he's played, the most aces he served is 17 a set. He's hit 16 on 3 occasions.
Ducks might need to step up and serve a few bombs of his own to give Sinner 1 or 2 more service games.
Looks more like a banana boy than a carrota boy. But a very rare break point for Duckworth. First of the match. Second, excuse me. I was looking at our stats monitor on the set.
Yeah, that 1 second serve look that Sinner hit that great kicker.
Yeah, we even spoke about it.
Advantage, Sinner.
All right, there's number 16.
Well, that's already more aces than he's ever served at any of the Australian Opens he's played. 14 aces in a match is the most he's done here down under. It was against Holger Rune last year.
Is that a sign of an improved off-season work on the serve, or is that an outlier because of he's just having a good day? What do you think? Is this here to stay, him serving more aces?
Tell you what, I wouldn't bet against him.
Yeah, it seems to me like fundamentally he's improving with everything, so I think that this could be something we watch all season. Here for Ducks. His third breakpoint opportunity.
Duckworth.
Second one in this game.
Use.
It's just such a small opening. That's all the very best players give you.
Yeah, it's just those unforced errors are a product of how well Sinner moves and how much pressure he puts on you. He's so capable of going defense to offense if you miss your spots at all. So you force the initiative closer to the lines.
Advantage, Sinner.
Stop.
Use.
It's a good move, good depth in the return, and he takes that first ball opportunity. Changes direction behind Sinner.
Advantage, Sinner.
Just tennis artistry here from Sinner. He's been showcasing all the colors in his palette this evening.
James Sinner.
He's done so well to fend off the onslaught from the Aussie.
Sinner leads by 4 games to love.
And I just remembered we were talking about the most aces that Sinner's ever served down under. Actually, in that match last year against Holger Rune, it was one of the most bizarre incidents we've ever seen. Right? Remember the net snapped early stages of the 4th set. Holger was just starting to get traction in that match, even though it was down 2 sets to 1.
Yeah, of course, Holger's been out for a little bit since he had that really tough injury in Stockholm last year. The Achilles tear, that was tough to watch. I was watching that from home, and you felt for him, all the effort and energy he puts in. He's fought so hard to compete with the best of the best. Sinner, Carlos, all the guys at the top.
Yeah, we wish him well. He seems to be recovering well, so fingers crossed. Pretty sure he'll be back here, all guns blazing in 2027.
Yeah, no doubt about that. He's a workhorse.
Not his best drop shot, that one. Duckworth is on the scoreboard in set number 3.
Sinner leads by 4 games to 1.
But Sinner very much in charge of proceedings here.
Time.
Well, on a day that was recognised as a day of mourning here in Australia for those who lost their lives in Bondi, this man has certainly illuminated Rod Laver Arena with his play. Of course, we have been the beneficiaries of his wonderful shot making, and always nice to have an Aussie in the mix. Been a tough day for them at the office so far. Dane Sweeney going down to Ben Shelton a little earlier today. Rinky Hijikata coming off second best against Valentine Bachero.
They've still got a pretty good one coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Their top man.
So good to watch, isn't he? What a weapon he is. So good yesterday evening. Alex de Minaur.
Third to 15.
He'll be up against Francis Tiafoe. Of course, Darren Cahill there, the coach of Jannik Sinner, an Adelaide boy. Former US Open semi-finalist was killer.
Forty 15. James Sinner. Sinner leads by 5 games to 1.
Let's go, mate. Come on, mate.
Even his high backhand volley is impressive. He's battled hard. That is one thing you can always say about the Australian players.
After 9 major surgeries, he's had every reason, if he wanted to hang it up and just say, you know what, I've had a respectable, great career. But he continues to fight back, and that's why he earns himself these opportunities to take on the best of the best. And these are the moments that you look back on when it's all said and done. Packed house, night match against Jannik Sinner.
$15.
Three elbows, 3 foot, 2 hips, and a shoulder. I should correct myself. That's 2 shoulders and 1 hip. Got to get it right.
15.
Sorry, Doc. It's tough to keep count of all your resilience.
Nicely put. It's one of the greatest assets you can have in any walk of life.
30 all. Thirty. James Duckworth.
Good effort.
Sinner leads by 5.
Hanging on in there is Duckworth. It's 5-2 in the third.
Well, he's taking it all in. I love the reaction there on that 15-30 point when he was wrong-footed and Sinner went behind him and had the winner hit, but it flew just a little long. And the excitement, the relief, the fist pump from Ducks. I mean, so many guys would be in this position down double break, a couple points away from defeat, and just be resigned. And that's just not who he is. It's not his personality. He wants to compete for every point, regardless of the score line.
Time.
Well, it's never easy when you're taking on a player like Sinner. That's why we have a lot of admiration for the efforts of Duckworth today. Many occasions you feel like you're pushing on a door that's clearly marked pull. But you keep trying. Sinner serving for a place in the third round.
Oh.
He's done everything he could. It's just one of those matches now where at this stage, he did have the one win a few years ago over Sinner, but after a few years of improvement and Sinner's progression, it's just a little too much.
love.
17 aces, tied best for the most aces he has ever served at any of the majors.
He's got 2 chances here.
Oh.
Love.
Three match points.
Game 7 match.
And he seals it with ace number 18, which is a career best serving performance in that department for Jannik. Utterly dominant from start to finish. Breathtaking shot making. And the serve, well, that was the icing on the cake. The Karate boys are happy.